Yeah, I thought it was a little Thanksgiving treat. I'd run through a demonstration of the bell jar so you could see what it did. So this is a string of copper LEDs, they're micro LEDs, and they pull about 800 milliamps maybe. There's a microprocessor embedded in the base of that unit in here, and that's pulling up to 700 milliamps. So peak is about 1415, but generally you'd be lucky to be pushing more than about an amp. That power supply is 30,000 milliamp hours, so that'll run this whole thing for about 30 hours before I have to take it away and recharge it. I've opted to keep this whole thing running at 5 volts rather than anything else, just because it makes it easier to power it. And I have a switch inline in here so that people that aren't familiar with the device can still operate it. The easiest way to operate it is to use Alexa. Alexa, turn on the bell jar.
Okay.
Here we go. So this is what she looks like when she's on. I'll say she'll run for about 10 hours, probably actually closer to 15-20 hours off that battery pack in this mode. Alexa, turn off the bell jar.
Okay.
And she's voice controlled, so you can turn it on or off. There is also on this switch here, there is the ability to set various brightness levels. You don't particularly see it because I think the camera's probably adjusting automatically. But yes, by turning the switch on once, it goes to full brightness. Second position is next down, and then finally off. Additionally, there is a web interface exposed. So if I pull up, say, an iPad here, if I can get this going, oh, she's locked it, bless her. So this is the belljar app, and I can send that. And what that's saying is there are 3 rings, and the outermost ring says what brightness do you want to be at. The next one in says what brightness do you want to end at, and the final one says how long do you want to take. So I can say, over the next 2 hours, go from very low to very high. And in fact, for purposes of demonstration, so you can actually see it happening, I'll make it over the next few minutes. So let's bring that down, send that, and you'll see she now sits at quite a dim level. And then over the next 5-10 minutes or so, she will go up to full brightness. So that's all running off this battery pack. There's no need for that wire to be as long as it is. It's just the aesthetic I was going for. It fits my particular install. But that is all built out of fairly readily available bits of kit. And because I'm sitting on 5 volts for the whole thing, I don't need to worry about the risk of blowing anything up because, yeah, the voltages are low enough all the way through. So max draw, be lucky if you're pushing more than about 2 amps. And the aesthetic is fairly attractive, I think. So yeah, that's a review of what the lamp does. I thought I'd show you that so you can get a feel for the kind of thing that you may want to do in your room.